Hello, this is Winston Smith. This reminds you to click the like button and subscribe, along with any notifications for when I upload. Thank you. What's up, YouTube? This is Winston Smith, back again with another commentary. Today, talking about Ar-Abb and his conviction. Y'all already know that Ar-Abb got convicted on drug trafficking. Well, I'm going to tell you how the feds caught him, which is a good lesson. If you're basically doing anything out there, I'm going to show you how the feds got him. I'm going to show you how the feds got him. Because too many people's out there making money moves, and then they just doing too much and they indicting themselves. He faces 15 years in jail for weapons possession and drug distribution, for distribution of marijuana, crack, heroin, and methamphetamine. I think, yeah, those are the charges. A minimum of 15 years. Let's show you how dirty the feds are. The feds moved into his building right now, downstairs from him, just to spy on him. You understand? So the feds moved because he had an apartment complex. He lived in an apartment. He had different places that he lived at. They moved into the building to spy on him. Whenever he went to LA, they followed him on all his trips to LA. That means they were on the plane with him, followed him to LA, and followed him back to Philly. Now, he's a rapper, but he's not some big time Epstein. He's not some multi-billionaire. He's a black man with money, and he was buying houses and buying businesses with it. That is based, and he was putting his business out there. You can't be doing two things. If you're gonna be making money, do your thing quietly. Don't do no interviews. Don't tell nobody nothing about what you do. Because when you do, you have to have you can't have one foot in the grave, one foot out the grave. You know what I mean? So you have to have both feet standing, or you're just gonna be in the grave. So you can't sit there and be talking about your stuff that you do while you're doing it. Because when the feds listen, they're going to come investigate and they're going to find the stuff that you're doing at the same time. So he was basically putting stuff out there. And again, there's one clip where he was standing on a table. The table he was standing on had like $500,000 on the table. And he was saying that, represent OBH Records, we sign people, we sign motherfuckers. I never had a boss in my life. I'm my own boss. That's what started it. That is what started the feds looking into him. Because how you got $500,000 on the table? If he was just flossing, counting it, fine. But he said he's his own boss and he signs people. Now they're going to try and put a stop to it. Because when he starts signing certain artists, now he can go legit. Because if he starts signing certain artists and he really starts taking off, then they're going to lose all opportunity to bag him. You see what I'm saying? Because it's almost like right now they have the opportunity where they can bag him. Once he went and started signing artists and it's starting getting some clout, that means at a certain point he could have went legit and they lose their case. So if they wanted their case, they had to move, and they had to move now. So he was implicated in 2 killings, but he's never been charged. That means a person of interest, but he's never been charged. Someone gave his name up, but there's no direct. Someone gave his name up, but there's no direct evidence linking him to those particular murders. So again, he's implicated in the 2 murders. Doesn't mean he did it. Let me give you the real charges now. He was found guilty on distribution of crack cocaine, heroin, and meth. It's a mandatory minimum in the state of Pennsylvania to serve 15 years. So it's a mandatory minimum for him to serve 15 years in Pennsylvania, and they actually use some of his lyrics that's in his songs. They actually use some of the lyrics that's in his songs against him. So with Bobby Shmurda, they use the stuff that was released on the radio, but they broke down Ar-Abb's lyrics word for word in court and matched it up to certain coincidences around the way. So then, but they was able, because he has a cell phone, to match up the date that the lyric was made of, and then they basically try and find the date the crime was committed, and it was someplace in the same era, the same month, the same week, and that's how. Well, then that's all that's all we call circumstantial evidence. So there's nothing directly linking him. The entire Ar-Abb conviction is circumstantial evidence. He's implicated in 2 murders. They didn't find a gun at his house. He's implicated in 2 murders. They found drugs at a house he owns. You could be like, well, I own the house. I don't stay there. Doesn't matter. You're from the hood. You're black. You stay on interviews that you sell crack. And in one of the houses we found a whole bunch of drugs. It's your drugs. You're good for it. So one of the people that he always talk about, his name is Taz. He's basically supposed to be a hitter. That's what the federal government says. That person snitched on Ar-Abb. That's how they got all of the information on him. He snitched.